No more shall grief of mine the season wrong, because he's got that timely utterance. What is the utterance, do you think?
His poetry.
What?
His poetry.
His poetry. No one has ever gotten that on the first shot before. Congratulations, that's great. The utterance is the poetry, yes. Because once he sees that, okay, I am out of sync with nature, I'm out of sync with beauty, I can't appreciate it, but then he thinks, I know that it was beautiful at one point. What's changed? Is it me or the world or whatever? And so he says, I'm going to write poetry about this. That's the same thing that he does in Tintern Abbey, okay? He went 5 years before, he saw the beauty in Tintern Abbey, and then he's been gone 5 years. But he says it's not like a landscape to a blind man. He says, I could still see it in the city because he could write the poetry, okay? So that utterance is poetry. So what stage are we at? The poet stage, yes. And he says, I'm going to return to, because, and you know this is kind of the case because we've already been in the child stage, that's already been broken. So if he's going to find unity, it is a more mature unity. It's not just, oh, I'm going to dance through the flowers and kill them and not realize I'm stomping on them and stuff. That's what a child would do, you know. But an adult would appreciate them, and he would appreciate that.
So is like the poet stage like the third point of view, like someone looking at me?
Yes, he's actually self-aware. He's got this awareness of himself that he has.
Oh, the adult.
The adult is.
This isn't another person.
No, it's not another person. It's the stage. It's a stage of knowledge. So he was a child, then he was an adult and lost that unity, and then there's a way of having that healed, or a way of kind of bringing back that appreciation. Okay, Canto 4. Let's see. Yeah, Canto 4. I'll read it. Ye blessed creatures, I have heard the call ye to each other make. I see the heavens laugh with you in your jubilee. My heart is at your festival. My head hath its coronal. It's like a crown. The fullness of your bliss, I feel it all. Oh, evil day, if I were sullen, while earth herself is adorning this sweet May morning, and the children are culling on every side, and 1,000 valleys far and wide, fresh flowers, so the kids are picking flowers, while the sun shines warm, and the babe leaps up on its mother's arm. I hear, with joy I hear, but there's a tree of many one, a single field which I have looked upon. Both of them speak of something that is gone. The pansy at my feet doth the same tale repeat. Whither is fled the visionary gleam? Where is it now, the glory and the dream? So where are we now? Back in the adult stage. He says, oh yay, look, everybody's happy, and then he goes, what is it? What is the tale that the tree and the meadow and the pansy repeat?
Eve, Adam and Eve in the garden.
Okay, maybe Adam and Eve in the garden, they're going to fall.
Yeah.
This is not paradise. We're not going to get the Garden of Eden. And in fact, the pansy's going to die. The tree will eventually die. The grass in the meadow or the field will die. It's all temporary. It's beautiful for today, but it's not an eternal bliss, right? Okay. So we're back at the adult in 4. And he explains this. He explains the process. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting and comes from afar. Now I've read almost the whole poem here. Well, we have read the whole poem up to this point. But important lines. A timely utterance. There hath passed away a glory. But Canto 5 has this explanation, and this is where it might get a little confusing, but we need to talk about it, and you need to understand these lines. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and comes from afar.
Is it saying that the children's stage is only just like a dream? And where should be
that is true, but that's not what those lines are saying. Okay, I want you just to stick just to the literal meaning of those lines. It's weird. Try the soul. Start at the second line. The soul that rises with us, our life's star. What does that mean? The soul that rises with us. Yes, well, close, very close, yes. Yeah, very close to reincarnation. Because the soul, what does it mean for the, okay, and we're pretending that this is on earth now. When you're here, okay, lovely, okay? We're right here, okay? And the sun comes up and it's shining its rays down on us, right? Okay. Here's the sun. I apologize to everybody who knows how to draw better than I do. Everybody. Okay, the sun is shining here, right? When the sun comes up here, what happens to the sun in China? Literally, because we're 12 hours away.
Disappears.
It disappears. When it rises here, it sets there. Yes. So, it's saying the soul that rises with us. What does it mean, the soul that rises with us? You were really close there. What is it? What's the soul? Not Jesus. Don't be Christian on this one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It is each one of us has a soul. Okay. And he's saying when we are born, we get a soul, and it rises with us like at birth, right? Mm-hmm. Where was the soul before we were born?
Afar. It cometh from afar.
Good, it comes from afar. So, now that's important. I mean, that's, okay, it comes from somewhere else. Where is, okay, now forget for a minute where Wordsworth is. Forget about Wordsworth, okay? Where was your soul before you were born, before you were conceived? What? Just not Wordsworth. We're talking Baptist here. Where was your soul before you were born? Or conceived, before you were conceived? Nowhere.
It was non-existent.
It didn't exist, yes. Otherwise, you have a real theological problem if you're saying it was in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we're co-eternal with God, which is
True.
a problem. God didn't create us then. Do you want to say that? No, don't want to say that.
Not true is why.
What?
I
What?
said it's not true is why we don't want to say it.
Okay, yeah, because then you're winding up with some really weird cosmos. So the soul, our souls did not, we were not hanging out as little baby souls in heaven according to Christian theology, because we don't come from heaven in that sense. The soul is created, right? Are we created by God, or did we exist forever? We were created. Okay. Okay. So we don't want to say that we have, but Wordsworth here is being somewhat Platonic. If you've read Plato's Republic, the last book or chapter of Plato's Republic talks about the pre-existence of souls, and he's drawing from there, and kind of the idea of reincarnation. For Wordsworth, in this poem, I don't know that he believes it, but he's kind of, I don't know, maybe he does in this poem, I don't know. But he's saying that the soul existed before with God, which is a nice, sweet idea, but be careful about your theology. You don't want to, he says the soul existed before with God, and when it was born, when we were born, the soul rises here on earth, but it sets in heaven. So it's, like dark over here, and so that soul is over here in the dark, like in China, at the same time that it rises here in the morning in America. So our birth, when we're born, we forget, and this is exactly what, it's like that. Plato doesn't really believe this, he's making it up to, or Socrates. That we go through the river Lethe, and then we forget that we were alive with God in heaven. Okay, so he's making it up. But it's the idea that when we are born, we forget. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting and comes from afar. Not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. So he's saying that the baby, when it's born, is closer to God, and then